welcome back to They Did What? Your source of internet's craziest, most entertaining stories where I go with them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today I'm going to go over a story titled, Am I the A-hole for hating my wife's creepy hobby project? And I shout out to Matt for sending me this story. And guys, this story is all about a husband, who's definitely discovered that his wife is not exactly who he thought she was. And let me tell you, loving drama takes it to a whole new level here. I was talking about women in drama, how they all love it, whether they want to admit it or not, and it's either listening to it from gossip or shows and stuff like that to being right in the thick of it. And in this situation, it is right in the thick of it. And how obviously a guy's got to do his homework on his girl, his wife, whatever, and if he starts seeing all these signs that she's going off into la la land and that takes it to a whole new level with the drama, it's time for an exit strategy here. And let me tell you, definitely one you guys are going to remember. And I can't say too much because if I say anything about what I'm saying here, it's going to give away too much, and I'll let you guys find out in real time. But trust me, this is a story to remember. So it starts off, it says here, okay, this sounds insane, but I swear my wife is totally normal otherwise. Sure, dude. Which makes this so strange to me. For context, we're both in our late 30s and live a pretty typical suburban neighborhood where we all know each other. My wife has always loved trashy movies and shows about infidelity, and she eats up true crime about spouses offing their cheating partners too. She says something about that makes her morbidly fascinated, in her words. Oh my God. Drama, drama, drama. That's what all those things are about. I've told you. The gals in drama. And by the way, it's quite interesting, those shows, those true crime things. Yeah, the biggest watchers of them are women. Again, drama, drama, drama. And who are the ones that always write those scumbags in prison? Women. A couple months ago, we had a scandal in our neighborhood where a married couple in the neighborhood divorced because the husband had cheated. No, there wasn't anybody getting offed or anything like that, but my wife became obsessed with learning every little detail from every neighbor. Does your wife have a job? Does your wife have a life except watching TV all the time or listening to podcasts like this or gossiping about the neighbor? I mean, really? The neighbors, neighborhood, whatever. No matter the occasion, whether it be a baby shower or a cookout, she'd bring it up, hoping there'd be any new information. A month later is when I stumbled upon the board in her home office. Home office, so she actually has a job. I was doing some cleaning and I found a massive bulletin board facing away, leaning up against the wall. Curiosity got the better of me, and I turned it around to find a literal fucking conspiracy board of all our neighbors' pictures with lines of yarn connecting each of them like the fucking People Silva meme. So I want you to picture this, guys. He goes in his office, he has a giant bulletin board, and there are pictures of all the neighbors with little things of yarn attached them to each other. Her own little conspiracy thing of who's cheating with who. Yeah, this chick is mental. I was totally confused and asked what was this? And she told me it was a hobby, and she already started recently where she would track rumors or likely candidates for cheating on this board. The yarn represent who is possibly cheating with whom. She had clearly gotten all the images on Facebook or some social media and printed them out and even had a few sticky notes with details. Dude, I think it's time you have her sleep in the guest bedroom. And lock that door, and underneath your pillow is a sharp object or something. She's nuts. Again, does she have a life? This is what she does? You want to talk about somebody who's been so brainwashed by those stupid shows? And by the way, she's nuts. We're not done yet. We're just getting started, guys. I told her this was creepy and insane, and said maybe if I was doing it as a man, but she's just having harmless fun as a hobby, and she wouldn't be crazy and try to out anyone based on rumors. She just likes feeling like a detective. She told me it's a very creative art piece. Yeah, everything is art. Somebody could take a dump and rub it on a freaking canvas and say this is art, and some dumbass will buy it. Some rich guy bought a fucking banana that was on some art canvas. Did you guys see that? Millions of dollars spent for a banana on an art canvas, and then the fucker ate it. Shit, I could do that, make millions. I was still super weirded out, but I let it go. Smack! Yeah, and where'd that get you? Or I tried. I thought about it a lot, Well, every now and then I admit to checking the board when cleaning, but just a couple days ago, I looked to see that now I was on the board with a yarn attached to a neighbor's wife that I'm casually friends with. Now your wife puts you on the board, and maybe you're cheating with somebody else. Uh-huh. I asked her why she would add me, and thought I was cheating, and she said there was a different yarn color for potential matches for cheating. She said if it makes me feel better, she's planning on adding herself to the board soon. Oh yeah, that makes me feel so much better, honey. Well, I got pissed off and kind of lost my temper about it. I told her to get rid of the board or our marriage will be in trouble. Things have been rocky ever since. Brother, she's nuts, okay? And we're just getting started here. Sorry for the long post. I'm starting to feel bad, and it hit me more than usual this morning. Should I apologize to her? No. And before you ask, no, I don't suspect her cheating. Honestly, I wish she was, because I would at least make more sense of all this. Am I the a-hole? No. She's nuts, dude. She has to get a fucking life. But wait till we get to part 2. And now we're at part 2, and you're going to see really the crazy coming out. Says, anyway, Jesus Christ. This is what he said. I'm just reading this. Firstly, I appreciate all the concern and not the a-holes. It gave me the courage to approach her and tell her that while I may have overreacted by threatening our marriage, I think it is a creepy thing to do. She apologized to me and said she would get rid of the board. I thought we were good. Yeah, sure. Literally 2 days later, the shit hit the fan. Our happily married next-door neighbor finds a woman's bra under the bed that does not belong to her. It doesn't take long for the whole neighborhood to find out. Well, my wife is giddy, like jumping up and down for joy. A family's torn apart because of supposed cheating. And after all this, a wife finds a mysterious bra under her bed, and the neighborhood's talking, and your wife is jumping up and down and giddy. What is she, fucking 8 years old? Are you crazy? She shows me the board, which she still didn't trash like she promised. And of course, the husband was marked with a yarn, meaning he was likely to cheat. How do you know that she didn't cause this herself? She told me the board was accurate after all, and maybe she should keep her hobby around. Oh, so she's happy a family's torn apart to make herself right, and to justify her actions. I was definitely suspicious, so I looked at the board once again. It looked different from the last time I saw it because of the latest scandal. Instead of the yarn connecting to each other's neighbors, the cheating husband's yarn connected to a post-it with a question mark. Firstly, it was the only question mark there, and I swore it wasn't there the last time I saw the board. So either she changed the board after the cheating to prove a point, or slightly before it happened, which made it even more suspicious either way. Something's going on, man. Your gut's telling you something's wrong. Just the timing of this. It's too screwed up. Now I felt like I was a detective and I was going crazy. I went over to the cheating husband to ask a few questions. The wife was staying at her parents', so it was just the two of us. I asked him if he actually did it, and he said no. He would never do that. Then I asked if my wife had been over recently. He said that one day while you were at work, his wife asked her to water a plant that they had while they were both away, and told her where the key was. So yes, and I immediately raised an eyebrow. So, this dude's nutjob wife had access to the neighbor's house. The same neighbor that found the bra mysteriously under the bed. The same wife of his that was jumping for joy all giddy because this got out. I asked if he still had the bra, and he was getting nervous and told me not to get the wrong idea. I said, don't worry. He still had the bra, and I looked at it. It was my wife's bra. There you go. But one I knew she almost never wore because it was from a lingerie set that I bought her one Christmas, and she said was uncomfortable. I told my neighbor I needed to talk to my wife and ran out, but I told him not to worry. Holy fucking shit. She set the whole thing up. Dude, it's over. And before anybody says, well, what about the whole marriage vows? In sickness and in health. Blah, 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 to death do us part. Sickness as in physical sickness. But when it's mental sickness and doing shit like this, no. No, 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 no. I approached my wife with the bra and asked her what was going on. She played stupid, but I told her to cut the bullshit. I asked her if she had either cheated on me with him or planted it there. Either way, she was in trouble. She confessed to planting the bra and said it was to make me admit her hobby was valid or something like that. She went over there, planted the bra, tearing up a marriage, tearing up a family just to prove that she's right even though she wasn't right. Psycho. No remorse. Narcissistic. Drama queen. Sociopath. I can go on here. I flipped on her. I said this was worse than her cheating on me because instead of ruining just our marriage, she ruined our neighbors and ours. I demanded she call the wife and admit to everything, even sending pictures of the board. I even showed the Reddit post to her, which actually helped convince her my wife had planned it rather than cheated with her husband. Well, they made up, but now I have no idea what to do. I don't know, go to a fucking lawyer? Time to ditch the bitch. I'm glad that things worked out with that family. I'm barely speaking to my wife, and it only a matter of time before our neighborhood figures out what happens. I seriously need advice. I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not in law enforcement, obviously, but I gotta wonder if there could be some legal ramifications to this wife for what she did here. Now to the final update, because again, more crazy. He says, and by the way, guys, this story spanned over a few months. So the first post in the update was like 4 months ago, and this was 2 months ago. It says, it's been months since the last update. I've been busy. Long story short, my wife is in a mental health facility. Gee, I wonder why. After what happened previously, I did not speak to my wife for a while. I tried to stay working or out of the house as often as I could. Well, a few weeks passed by, and time made it seem like less and less of a big deal. What do you mean it's not a big deal? Why weren't you meeting with a lawyer? And by the way, he didn't mention any kids, thank God. Finally, my wife offered to take me out to a very nice dinner to make things up to me. She told me everything was behind her, and while I was avoiding her, she actually started online therapy to get help and realized now what she did was wrong. She actually had to do online therapy to get her to realize what she was doing was wrong. She didn't realize that was wrong by deliberately planting the bra and tearing up a family just to make her right, which she actually wasn't right. She didn't quite get that early on. Sociopath. I really believed her, and we had a great night. One thing led to another, and yeah, haha. You put your you-know-what in that? It took me about 2 days after that for her to get a pregnancy test, and she texted me the positive result. Oh, how coincidental. Now she's pregnant. What great timing after she seduced you, and that wasn't hard for her. How do you know that's your kid? How do you know she wasn't cheating and she got pregnant and then did this whole thing so she could say, oh, it's yours? Yeah, I know some of you already think that I'm an effing moron, but it's been a rough year and this made me really happy. Well, dude, you are a moron. I started getting very excited. We started talking about turning my home office into a baby room, looking up ways to prepare, booking appointments, etc., planning a shower, blah, blah, blah. A really fun but whirlwind of week. Unfortunately, she told me the first ultrasound was at a time that I had to be at work and she'd have to go alone. Uh-huh. It really bummed me out and I asked her to reschedule, but she said it was the only one available. Yeah, what a load of crap. Well, the next week she went and I waited for an update or pictures or anything. Nothing. She came home and was super quiet and I flipped out and got super worried and the worst had happened. I told her I understood she was probably in a lot of pain about something, but she had to tell me. She finally admitted no, it wasn't a miscarriage, but she was actually pregnant for longer than she thought. Longer than the last time we did it. She actually got pregnant during the time I was avoiding her. In other words, that ain't your baby. Obviously, I was so mad and upset I couldn't understand why she would do this to me. The same reason that she planted the bra in the neighbor's house just so she could be right, because she doesn't care. She's a wacko. She has no sense of right and wrong. She's a narcissist. I can go on drama, whatever. But then I realized the signs were there for so long and all the comments telling me she's probably cheating was right. But I tried to have a clear head for at least a second because I really love my wife and couldn't believe it. How many guys out there have loved their wives and found out they were cheaters or liars or manipulators or flat out nuts? I asked her who it could have been and she actually said she didn't know. Oh, that's comforting. She said she hadn't done it with anyone during that time. I was avoiding her. Oh, now she's saying it was a miracle? The Lord blessed her with a child without a man's touch? She swore it and also didn't know what that meant. I thought about it and realized if she was really pregnant for that long, her tummy would be showing, and it wasn't. I decided to call the police and ask them to confirm what they said. Oh no, I called the place, the ultrasound place, to confirm. My wife told me it would be a waste of time, and she promised she heard them clearly. So I didn't do it that night. But I couldn't sleep that night without hearing it from the doctors myself. I called the clinic that she told me that she went to that day before and asked them to confirm the results. They told me something worse than expected. Okay, let's let you all speculate. What's the worst here? She had no visit. She was never there. I didn't understand that at all. Before I talked to my wife again, I did what I should have done in the first place and reverse image searched the pregnancy test image. Yeah, it was on Google from a random years-old Facebook post. I was again really mad at my wife and couldn't believe that she put me through all this. She's an asshole. She's nuts. Or she isn't nuts, she just likes to play games, whatever. You still love her so much, still want to be with her? I confronted her about the picture and that I called the place and there was no appointment. I told her she had a pattern of lying and this was probably the end of our relationship. Oh boy, here comes the meltdown. But she responded in a way I didn't expect. She burst into tears and went manic, which I did expect. But then she said she really had cheated on me and was really pregnant and that I had made this up in my head because I couldn't face what she did to me. Oh, now the crazy person saying you're crazy. Yeah, crazy people don't think they're crazy. She said she felt like the devil and Hitler. And started sobbing and literally screaming at the top of her lungs. She locked herself in the bathroom and told me she was going to off herself over and over and over what she did to me. I couldn't get the door open and freaked out. I called the cops and they broke down the door. She was not hurt, but she was really out of it. Take her away, officers. They took her to get a mental evaluation and she told them everything. She even started mixing in stuff about the board and how she knew everyone around her was a cheater, so she had done the same because she was in an evil place. She's back to the board. They're all cheating, I swear, officers. She promised then that she was pregnant, but she didn't know who the father was. They tested her while in custody and no pregnancy at all. They told me that she was likely suffering from a form of schizophrenia and actually genuinely believed what she was saying, and likely always had some level. But it seemed to only get worse. They said she has a symptom called self-accusation and needed help. Well, you bet your ass she needs help. Maybe she has a schizo, but regardless. And there's medication that can help with some of that, but puts them in la-la land. Someone's doing some leaf blowing behind me, guys. It's a convertible top, so it's very thin, but I got to do this video, so I'll talk louder. Well, I got her into a facility last week, and she is safe. They're making a little progress. I do not think she is pregnant anymore, because she wasn't pregnant. I visited a few times, and she's very withdrawn with me and says she feels too guilty to look me in the eye. I think there was definitely meddling at certain parts, like planting evidence, but now I feel terrible. I did not get her the help she needed where all the signs were there. I hope her medication starts to help and she can act normal again. And yeah, the neighborhood gossip is having a field day with all this. Anyway, thanks for listening. I hope this is my last update. Thanks for all the help. Yeah, I bet the neighborhood's having a field day with all this, considering the fact that she was gossiping and starting all this drama about them. And then how she almost ruined a marriage. I don't know how they aren't retaliating about that. But anyhow, guys, drama. But obviously she's mentally ill. Put on the best act ever. So there you go, guys. You can all drop your own conclusions about her true character, whether she was doing it on purpose, whether she's just a wacko, or she's schizophrenic, or who knows. But the point is, guys, you got to do your homework on your girl, and when the signs are showing, it's time to handle it accordingly. And I know I'm going to get some shit about this because well, maybe she is schizophrenic SSM and it's not her fault, and that can manifest later in life, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but I also know that life is short. And I do think absolutely, look, it's one thing, the old sickness and health in the vows, but when it's physical sickness, yeah, but mental, and it can cause never-ending problems in your life, life's too short. But anyhow, guys, back to the core of it, drama. Alright, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And guys, you come across a crazy story, send it my way. strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. Just give me some time to get to it, and I will. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.